Welcome back to the Set of the Gloves Are Off. It's time for us to continue on with Dump and Change. And just a reminder, if you guys don't like one of the topic headings, you can dump it and change to the next one. First up is Sheldon Surrey. The guy cleared waivers again yesterday. Were you guys surprised that nobody picked him up? I mean, think about all the teams out there as we head into the postseason who are struggling for blue liners. I thought maybe Dallas or maybe even Montreal would have brought the guy back. Were you surprised that he cleared?
Not at all. He's really done next to nothing in the AHL with that monstrous contract.
This $4.5
even
a
at
year.
what they say is cap, it's still the rest of this year is almost $700,000. It's not a surprise. I mean, I think he's they'll buy him out at the end of this year and
for
let
2/3
him,
of
let it just get.
He's got 2 more years left after this, I think, doesn't he?
No, well,
one more, I think.
One more,
year,
and then they pay the
2/3 of his contract on it.
Yeah.
It's an awful shame, but back in my day we called him the woulda, coulda, shouldas players. He has so much talent, and you know what? You just have to have the right attitude. He doesn't. I mean, I watched this guy play for a while. When he plays, when he wants, he's a dominating defenseman.
But then, okay, this is my question then. No question that he's talented enough to be playing in the NHL. But is this a case of where he opened up his mouth once and now the politics of the game are preventing him from getting back?
No. Tom Fergus did that with when he was with the Boston Bruins when I was there. He went out and said, I hate Boston and I'm not going to play in this town. And they got rid of him. Terry Sinden got rid of him. He went to Toronto and had a long career. Surrey, I think, has a history behind him that maybe none of us know about. Why everyone stayed away from him. There's this because you don't just have a talented player like that and say, hey, you're done. There's more to this story.
Okay. So do you think there's more to it then, or do you think the politics are getting into this too much?
There's definitely more to it. You can tell it by the look on his face. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I mean, just his absolute disgust with the organization. And obviously Tambellini's straight out disgust with him is, at the end of the day, the general manager is going to win, especially when it comes down to finances. He can make him sit and rock, and when he's got the support of the owner to do it.
I want to stick with the Oilers. I want to move on to Taylor Hall. Had the chance to be at the game on Saturday when the hats were thrown on the ice for this guy. Calder Trophy, you were talking, do you think there's potential there for this kid? Has he lived up to the hype, or?
Not unless Jeff Skinner breaks his leg tomorrow.
Yeah.
No?
No, not a chance.
But, Jeff Skinner's just, to me, hands down. But on the same token, it's great to see what he's done with a team that has got just having a bad first 50 games or whatever, and Hall's kind of come through. He's going to be a special player. The verdict's not out with me 2 years down the road because I just see an attitude that's, if he goes the right way, you're going to see one of the most dominating wingers in hockey.
Well, and I had the chance to talk to him post-game after, and I have to say, class act all around. I mean, I've had the opportunity to be in some locker rooms, but this kid, and I look at him, and he's built like a man. He's obviously, you see him out on the ice, but the way he spoke on camera, I was nothing but impressed. And I hope that attitude stays with him and he doesn't lose that because he's modest.
At 18 years old, he's been dealing with the media longer than you've been in
the media. It's true.
He's been doing interviews since he was 13 years old. So
it's true.
He's a cliche machine. He can spit it out. And he can
get thank you.
He'll give you 110%, and he'll do it for the team.
He was personable, though. He laughed. He was engaging the questions, and it was a conversation. I was impressed.
But you know what? And Aaron makes a really good point. We always have the cliche answer question to anything. We can say, and I say it's personal. He's had help with that.
Sure.
Somebody's helping him big time, and that's good. I keep forgetting he's 18, and he will grow, and I hope he matures into the player that he can be because he'll be something special.
But that shows his maturity too. When a hockey guy like yourself says, "I forget he's 18," because he does handle himself very well.
Yeah.
He's used to it, and that's going to help him going forward, especially if they continue to struggle. If they regress next year and are still a bottom 5 team. Boy, he's going to need every one of those cliches.
He's getting some valuable lessons, Carly, in the locker room from some veterans,
I
think.
But not Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
No.
All right, we're going to move on. We're going to talk a little basketball now. Blockbuster deal. It should all be official today. This Carmelo Anthony business, finally the saga is sort of over. Now we're going to have top 2 forwards. Him and Sarma are going to get a chance to play with the Knicks together. Apparently, tickets for Wednesday's game are going for $12,000. Would you pay $12,000 to watch this kid play?
No. I wouldn't pay $12,000 to watch any
I'd pass
game.
on this one and go to the tennis one. That's the one we wanted to talk about in the first place.
Carmelo, and we got rid of tennis so we could get this in there.
This is the highest ranked ever in Canada in history.
We're talking about Milos Raonic.
I'll agree. We can dump the basketball.
Okay, fine. There, dumped, run tennis.
We're doing a change here. Carly's got to do a quick change on the fly.
You know what my favorite part of that game was?
Which game? Tennis?
So Roddick makes the great diving play, whatever. Then he puts the hat on right away because I think he didn't want Brooklyn to see the. He's got a little issue. It was a
great. I mean, it was a great shot. I mean, but I don't want to talk about Roddick. I don't really care for him. I just think that it's great to talk about a young Canadian kid and to watch him. He's 20 years old. 150-mile-an-hour serve he had.
Can you just imagine that?
You can hear it so loud off the TV, and I had it down low, but I just like his ground game, his personality, his never give up. He had 4 match points against him, and he came back, and he just had no fear. You know what? It's great for Canada to have.
That's my question. Do you think he's done a lot for the game? Do you think he's got people watching that never maybe watched before?
I talked to Aaron Streck this morning, and we were talking about this tennis thing, and I said, the funny thing is the last time I was on the show was right before the U.S. Open in tennis, and we didn't talk about that.
No.
So obviously the kid's done something for the game because here we are in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan, talking about tennis. Which is in the middle of winter. We just got 4 inches of snow, and we're talking about tennis.
But can you imagine, though, if he goes on, what did he get to, the quarterfinals of the last major?
Yeah,
quarters or semis. I'm not sure. Anyway, if he goes on and continues the going, it's like soccer. Soccer has to get big because they need a name. Here's the name that can help tennis. And I love the game. And I don't want to talk every time about it on the show, but you know what? It's great to see it, and you're right. I'm talking about it now because I'm just proud that it's good to see a young Canadian kid get in there and do some damage.
Right.
I hope at his age he can sustain some success to help grow the sport. You look at the success Mike Weir had, winning the Masters, but really, Mike, where have you been since? And we need somebody to sustain it to grow that sport.
No, I like it. All right, there
we
go. Talk about tennis. There you go.
Great change. Wasn't difficult.
Let's talk a little basketball before we take another break. Oh no, we're out of time. I lied. We're out of time. But stay tuned, Brian. I'm gonna make you happy. We get to play Who Am I next.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, he can't wait. If you have feedback for us, log on to our Facebook site or email us at theglovesareoff@newcap.ca. We'd like to hear from you.
I know a new thing, real quick. Vote on how many questions the coach will get right. Go between 0 and 1.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. We'll have a little
between 0 and 1.
There you go. Audience, get involved. Brian wants to hear your vote of confidence. All right, stay tuned. Who Am I's coming up next.